Welcome to Pull Up, Get Up, and Move On with Jenjii. I'm Jenjii, and I'm so happy that you're taking a moment just to hang out with me. So go get your coffee, your tea, your wine, your beer, your ice cream. I'm not going to judge you, but you know what you should and shouldn't have. Just have a little bit of ice cream for me, but don't tell nobody. All right. Today, you all, I wanted to just sit with you and ask you some questions and kind of have a talk. So here's the first thing I want to ask. Has there ever been someone in your life that you have been envious of or that you wish you could be like? There was something in their life that you admired, not even so much jealous, but you just kind of wanted that. Like you wanted the kid and the husband or the car, or you wanted to go to college. You wanted the freedom. You wanted to go travel to that country. Have you ever just had a moment where you want more than you have now? And instead of internalizing that as us going to get it, it kind of becomes we just ain't enough. Y'all ready to go with me? Okay, let's go. So one of the things I have noticed in working with lots of people and even just living through life, a lot of life, is that there are moments in particular for us as women where we want more than what we currently have. And sometimes the world teaches us that that's bad or it's greedy, and it could be. But there are also those of us who just have a lot of ambition or who just want to see what their fullest potential lived out can be. You know, a lot of times when I have worked with folks and even in my past, when I admire other folks who walk in a room, when I see where their life has taken them, it's not necessarily that I am coveting their life, but I ask the question of, have I lived in my fullest potential yet? Have I stepped in to my own greatness? There was a time around my 40th birthday, I'm 49 now, just turned 49, where I was stuck. And to many people, I seemed very successful. I had an amazing husband. I still have him, so that's good. I had beautiful children, my family. We were growing a company that actually was growing rather quickly. But what I realized is that there was something inside of me that still needed to come out. And oftentimes what happens to many of us in society, and in particular, sometimes us women who grow up loud, who grow up as overthinkers, who appear to be aggressive, who people are trying to be like, sit down, be quiet, or even sometimes who may intimidate other folks. And that may be you. We are conditioned and trained and believe that we have to docile not only ourselves, but our dreams. And oftentimes we do that to make other people comfortable. But if you live long enough, what happens is you become so uncomfortable within yourself that you wake up one day and you don't even notice who you are. Who are you right now? Are you comfortable with who she, he, or they and them are? When you look in the mirror at whatever stage and phase you are in life, have you lived out to the fullest potential of that moment, even when life is happening? Can I keep it real? Okay, I will. Adulting is not easy, okay? And we can have a whole lot of plans to do a whole lot of things. And what winds up happening is life be happening. Okay, that's a little slang. If you understand it, call me, I'll tell you. But life be happening. And you look up one day and you realize not only did you play yourself down, did you stop believing in yourself, but while you were building all these beautiful things around you, all these extraordinary people around you, all these companies, these words, these schools, these departments, these homes, you forgot to build yourself. So on my 40th birthday, right before, I got an executive life coach, and I won't say her name because I haven't asked her, but she's really extraordinary. And I went to her and I said, something is not right. Like I feel stuck. I feel like constipated, for lack of a better word. I feel bottled up. And at that time in my life, I was really accepting the fact that I was type 2 diabetic. I was also leaving the world of ministry where my role was to lift everyone, in particular the leader I was under. And what I realized is even as I was building all these things, even in supporting and lifting my husband and building these beautiful babies, because people forget after we birth babies, we still building them to great humans, right? That's a whole nother podcast. But I looked up one day and I was not satisfied. And I actually felt cowardly or scared. Fear had overcome my life because risk was no longer an option, is what I internalized. But the thing I have come to see about a lot of people I've worked with, and not just myself, in particular those who are dreamers that like to implement, is when fear gets a hold of us, it takes away our bravery. And so I want to say this: you need you to be bold and to be brave. You need you to be bold and to be brave. The world then, your children, your family, the elders you take care of, the kids you raise, the people you love, only benefit from you being brave and bold for you. Otherwise, that lifeline runs out because you run out. All right. Jenjii, what you mean? I'm so glad you asked. One of the things I realized at that time in my life, and a lot of folks I work with, is that it's somewhere along the line, we invest so much in believing in the American dream, the universal dream, what God wants us to be, what our family wants us to be, who our spouses need us to be, who our kids need us to be, who our best friends need us to be, who our educators need us to be, who our coworkers need us to be, that we no longer know what we believe about ourselves, that our self-belief is dictated by what everyone else says. But boy, when you reach some of these ages, like 40, I'm just saying some of y'all, wherever you're at in your life, because this is universal for age, stage, and place, there comes a point where you have to say, who am I? Who is Jenjii today? Not at 25, but today. And so when I got this coach, she literally began to break down some of the walls of everything I had created that I thought validated who I was as opposed to just who the hell I was. And she said, are you ready to live out loud? And I said, what do you mean? She said, you've lived your life being so much of what everyone wanted you to be. And that's been beautiful and it has served you, but it is no longer serving you. There comes a point where the narrative we use to get to where we are, if we don't reframe that, will now destroy the beauty of where we're supposed to go. There comes a point where we have to change the narrative. And she said, Jenjii, get up. I said, I don't want to get up. She said, get up. When this person said, get up, you get up. So I got up and she took me on a balcony and she said, tell me all the things you need to let go of now. Now, you may not even know that question for yourself, those answers. But as I talk through what she told me, I want you to do it for you. So she takes me on a balcony. Remember, sometimes we got to get up and move our environment. She takes me outside. I'm overlooking Oakland. And she says, stand on the edge of the balcony. I'm like, okay. Now in my body, something's already happening. And she said, tell me all the things that you need to let go of now. And I said, I need to let go of being an associate pastor. I need to let go of feeling like I'm less than this person. I need to let go of the narrative that I'm poor and I'm going to be poor forever. I need to let go of being that little girl who went to 10 different schools and had academic gaps. I need to let go of the disbelief that I possibly can. I need to let go of the failures that I internally know. I need to let go of the self-sabotaging behavior to get to my next level. I just needed to let go of the Jenjii that in this moment was presenting evidence that she didn't believe in herself. And here what's crazy, y'all, is you can have a wall of accolades. You can have a million beautiful things written and spoken about you. But if you can't say that for yourself, and if you can't internalize that in a moment, then if I almost cuss, I ain't gonna cuss yet, then it means nothing. And so she said, stretch your arms out. I said, okay. She said, no, stretch your arms out. I couldn't. Because see, there are moments in your life where you can feel that if you lean into that moment, this may be your moment, that if you lean into that moment, you now have to face that person on the other side of that moment. And that's the new you. So she stood behind me and she stretched my arms out. And she said, Jenjii, what does living out loud feel like? What does it feel like in your body? What does it sound like in your voice? What does it make you do afraid? She said something along the lines of, how does it look bold? Is it loud? And one of the things that had become my issue is that I didn't feel like I could speak. I didn't feel like I should talk. I didn't feel like my words mattered. Now, when you have the call in your life that I have, if you don't believe in those things, you are frozen. But conditioning, y'all, wherever you are, has gotten many of you and myself to a place where I was living, but I was not soaring. And so believe. The first thing was you have to believe that you are something right now, regardless of what you have and what you don't have. I'm telling you, if you think that Louis Vuitton is going to make you, I bought it. I'm tired of it. I'm sorry. I got a few of them. They cute, but they didn't make me. If you think that someone else speaking life to you is going to speak life into you when you can't get off the floor and you're alone in the bathroom by yourself crying, no. If you can't believe that you are worth the next step, even if you don't know that next step, you have to believe you are your greatest investment. Not that house. I was watching this show the other day. I won't mention the natural disaster that happened, but all of this could be gone in a heartbeat. The greatest investment you can make is in your mind, body, and spirit. The other thing is be brave. Like when you look in that mirror and you ask yourself, who am I today? What do I want? And even how did I sell myself out? How did I sell myself out? How did I sell my own dreams away? How did I stop investing in me? How did I stop loving me? See, that's bravery. Most people think being brave are the things that people see us do externally, out in front of the cameras, in the world, in particular leaders, public figures. That is not where bravery happens. Bravery happens in the isolation of you with you. Most athletes, if any of y'all play sports, I play sports and love athletes, will say that you win the game or lose the game before you even step in the ring. That's because the bravest thing you could do is keep it real with yourself. The bravest thing you could do is love yourself even when you don't like yourself. The bravest thing you could do is to say, I've loved all this and I want more. Or I love all of this. I've been happy, but I'm not done yet. See, we don't arrive. There's no destination in life. We are on a journey, and the mind, body, and spirit is designed to evolve. The other thing I want to say is then be bold. Like, step out on yourself. Can we keep it real? Okay. So when my coach had me step out on that balcony, I was not fighting anyone else but me. And so there comes a point where being bold is changing the narrative within yourself and saying, and I'll do it anyway, and I'll speak up anyway, and I'll go anyway. Being bold, and for some of us I was raised to be very humble, to be very, just to not do too much and say too much. Y'all, the world needs you to be brave and be bold. It's time out for not doing too much and not saying too much. When we look at what's going on in our society today, the answer may not be who you're looking at on the TV. It may be who you're looking at in the mirror. So I threw my arms out, but what happened is because movement is power, that I believed in that movement so much in my body because I was actually desperate to breathe, that I said, I'm going to live out loud. I'm going to open my voice. I'm going to take off those grave clothes or those labels that I didn't want anymore. And I want to tell you that this is where pull up, get up, and move on happens. Because the pull up part of it is literally like extending your body, your mind, your spirit, pulling up to something greater than you. For me, that's God, that's Jesus. I don't know what that is for you. It could be nature, it could be Buddha, it could be something. But the pulling up is not pulling up to a human or a worldly expectation, but it is physically moving yourself. It is opening those arms. And then when I think about the get up part is where you battle the mind. The get up part is when you fight and you wrestle with yourself, your internal voice that is telling you you can't do this. And the get up part is saying, I can't do that right now, but I can do this right now. The get up is literally your mind telling your body and your feet to take the next step, to ask for help, to go back to that young person in you and ask him, her, or them, who are they? The get up part is saying, this is no longer serving me. And then the move on is now get to work. Can I keep it real? Okay. I'm talking to my crew back there. Let's do that. The real part is the only reason why many of us never get to where we want to go is because we never moved on. Like, move on. Okay, I'm not for everyone. You may not like this part, but I'm going to coach you and tell you, move on. I want you to say it with me 3 times. Move on. Move on from that old narrative. Move on. Move on from the self-talk. Move on from the codependency and or the dependency. Get the help to move on and then move on. A lot of us know how to access resources. We know how to ask for help. We know how to take the right diet. I'm just calling myself out. I'm talking to myself. I ain't blaming you. I'm talking to me. We know what meds we need. We know spiritually where we need to connect. And the problem is we know those things, but we don't move into those things. So what is one thing today, one thing that you believe about yourself? For me, I believe I'm supposed to be talking to you right now. Now, that comes with a lot of costs behind the scenes, internally, emotionally, physically. But I believe, without a doubt, that I'm supposed to be living out loud. And in that moment, fear has to bow down to the belief that this is where I'm supposed to be. And then the be brave part, stop judging yourself. Take that one belief, wrap around it like you would wrap around an innocent child or innocent, and wrap around yourself. Put an armor around yourself. Love yourself. Self-talk to yourself. Tell yourself, I love me and I'm worth this. Tell yourself that even if I don't know how to do this, I will keep doing this. Tell yourself, be kind. Tell yourself, I forgive you. Tell yourself, damn, we messed up. Okay, now get up and keep going. Okay, that's how I talk to myself, but you just got in there a little bit. And then the next is be bold. Your bold is beautiful. I wonder if you've ever experienced that type of self-beauty. Bold is not arrogant. It is not demeaning. It does not have to be self-serving. It does not have to be vindictive, nor does bold have to be arrogant or oppressive. Bold can be liberating. Bold can be beautiful. Bold can paint the sky. Bold, your bold can X out hate. The thing I love about my bold is that it gives a little bit of hope. Hope that I may never see. But if my bold today and just keeping it real and telling you pull up, get up, and move on is what we need to help us and the world be a little better, then it's worth it. What's the cost for your bold? Is it worth it? I wonder. Well, my friends, it's time for us to literally move on from this moment. And so I want to remind you, while I shared a lot of different things and even told some of my own stuff, that the whole overall message in this moment is to believe in yourself, to be brave, and to be bold. That we need you to be all that you are created to be. And to continue to push through anything stopping that, even if that's yourself. And then in that, to remember that when you are brave for you, you are brave for the world. And so today, as you or tonight, wherever you're at, as you go to sleep, as you go to work, as you go back to your kids, I don't know where you are, but wherever you are, whatever you're doing, remember that this moment has come into your life for a reason. That you found me and I found you because there's something in you that wants to live out loud. There's something in you that's not done. And the beauty is we all benefit from that when you go for it. Pull up, get up, move on, and know that you are so worth it. That you are so worth it. That you are so worth it. Be kind to yourself today. Hug yourself and then go get it. I'd love to be back with you again. Come on and come to our next podcast. I want you to subscribe to Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn, all those things, YouTube, to pull up, get up, and move on. This is a movement. This is not a moment. It's a movement, and it's necessary because we are in a season of life and in the world where we need you, and you need you even more. All right? Be blessed. Take care of yourself. Go laugh today. Peace.